Hello and welcome to Anthroprops. I'm Jack Meads. This is a Man-Thing skull piece from the 2005 Marvel film Man-Thing. The stand itself is made of wood and the Man-Thing skull piece is currently glued to a fiberglass helmet. Funnily enough, the helmet actually looks quite similar to Captain America's helmet from the MCU movies, as you can see. My plan today is to replace this wooden dowel for a more stronger, larger surface that I can rest the helmet on. Now, the most obvious thing to use is a mannequin head. These are the mannequin heads I've got. I went for black because it's more subtle and more hidden, especially when it will be displayed. It will make this less noticeable. And because it's made of foam, it's going to be a lot more easier to cut and secure to the wooden base. As you can see, the foam that the main piece is made from is starting to deteriorate quite severely. It is cracking in all sorts of places, most noticeably around the front where we have these big cracks here. Also, we've had a lot of pieces of foam fall off around here, exposing the fiberglass casing. And you can also see around here, it is also missing a rather large chunk. One of the main problems with this stand is that the head is really wobbly, and I really don't like that. As you can see, it's not even on straight. It was when I first got it. It's now slowly just moving over, and I'm very worried that it's just going to fall and break into hundreds of pieces, and then it's lost forever and will be beyond repair. So that is why I'm replacing the stand. So let's get started. So now that we've removed the helmet, you can see that what we have here is quite literally a dowel in a piece of wood. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this dowel. It will leave a hole underneath, but that's not a problem because the foam head will cover it up. I will, however, be keeping the tape on there. As you can see, it's a Man-Thing headstand. I'll be keeping that on because that's part of the production, and I think that will look good remaining on there just to show where it came from and part of its history. So I'm going to start by removing the dowel. Now, the end plan for this is that the head stand will go into this display box. I got this on eBay for quite a good price. I don't want to do it up too tight at the moment and fit it together properly because I'm just going to have to take it apart again. But the whole idea of this is that it will keep the dust out. It will also keep the smell in because the head actually smells really bad. And is not a pleasant smell. So it'll be quite nice to keep it in the box. However, this does mean that when we use the mannequin head, it's going to have to fit on top of the skull and on top of the stand, but still come in under here. Which does mean I'm going to have to cut the mannequin about halfway just to make sure that it fits. However, I will use this stick, and that will give me a rough idea of how high this will need to be. So now that the head is marked up, it's ready to cut. So my plan is that it will just go here, and then what we'll do is we will put some glue on the bottom, then I'll flip it over and use 2 long screws to secure it into place. So I'm going to use no more nails. That kind of glue is going to work great because it's going to have an instant stick and it's really easy to use. We are also going to be using these screws. These are 5-inch wood screws with an Allen head. So these are going to fit fine. As you can see, it's going to be really strengthened for the head. You'll notice I didn't check the clear acrylic box on top. The fact that the helmet comes much lower down to the wood gives me much confidence that it will fit perfectly fine without any problem. So there we go, we're screwed in. Now, one thing I didn't take into account is the fact that the screws won't sink into the wood because they're not pulling on anything strong enough to pull them into the wood, which has left us with the slight problem that they are sticking out at the bottom. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some really small legs onto each corner of the wood so that it sits flat and it's just slightly elevated. There we go, we now have these 4 legs on there, and now it sits flat, no problem. In the meantime, I would also like to customise the display box a little bit to give it a more swampy look. So, this is the stuff we're going to be using, just fake leafage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to fill out the base, and then it will also be on the back as well. I think it's only going to take a couple of sheets for the back and for the bottom, a bit of cutting, and then I'm just going to glue them into place. So as you can see, I've now filled all of that with leafage on the bottom. I'm now ready to start on the back plate. So I'll now move this out of the way and we'll get the back plate in and start gluing on that. Okay, so now that we have glued those on, those have dried, so we're now ready to fit this back on to the main display. So there you have it, now we're ready to put the Man-Thing skull piece in. So, as you can see, it's now in there and I think it looks really great. I really like the leafage, I think it's come out really nicely. It's not going to gather dust in there. The head is much more secure. As you can see, it's not wobbling at all, which is a much bigger improvement from last time. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. So thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.